Can you smell what the flock is cooking? Flock up and flock off. Not true. You stick around because it's about to go down. You now flock with the most energetic entity in the Eagle verse. And I got one thing to say, y'all. One thing to say today, y'all. First thing to say. Happy Maniac Monday. Let's flock and go. But, bro, flock the 49ers. Oh, my gosh. Can a team get luckier than them, bro? But we got to give credit where credit is due. Tip the cap. I mean, they talk that talk and they walk that walk. Deebo, look at it, he just pops up on the screen right now. Deebo Samuel, man, he's just like the most hated person. I don't know. And I know in the Eagle verse, I know Lion Nation got to hate him right now too, man. And I just feel as much like I know those Niner fans must be going crazy right now. Like it's wild to come back from what they came back from in a championship game. Look at Purdy going crazy. I don't even know why I have this on right now. And I just feel for those Lion fans, though, man. Like, to be on top like that in a championship game. My bro-in-law, Maniac, he's in here like, bro, you just don't do that. You don't do that. Go to Flock will hit me up like, let's go, when you thought they were going to win the game. But anyway, like, you just don't do that. And I'm like, this is how they play all season, man. Kicking that field goal. Not kicking that field goal is crazy. Then you got this dude, like, what? Just drops all over the place. But flock the 49ers, bro. Brock Purdy threw like 4 interceptions yesterday. What are we doing here? I just couldn't wait to get on here last night. And I had the energy. I was ready to go. Like, talk about Kellen Moore. That's the real deal, man. Let's get back inside our nest, man. Let's get the nest, keep it out of the way, man. Please like and subscribe. Keep the Maniac thing the Maniac thing. Please like and subscribe. If you bought that Fly Eagles Fly, drop a comment in that box. If you're flying with the flock, let's fly. Do remember, join that Maniac thing. Notification, you hit that bell. You get a bang whenever I'm on this YouTube thing. Let's fly. And while that's the Maniac thing, let's keep the main thing the main thing. Hope this video finds you in good vibes, good times. If you're not there, clear skies. If you're not there, I hope this helps you get there because we're about to go there. Oh, yeah. Let's flock and go, man. You know, we already spoke on that. I don't really want to talk about these Niners no more, but they're all over my screen. I got to find a way to turn this off. I was just trying to keep the bottom line going to see what other coaching things are coming down the line for these Philadelphia flocking Eagles. I told you I'm hyped about the Fangio deal and all that, what we're doing with him, what we're going to get in him. You know, grown up in the building, experience, a steady presence, not so much getting a disciple, but getting the real McCoy, the Jesus of this thing, you know what I mean? Jesus had his disciples, Jesus Fangio has his disciples, they're all over the league, but we get the real thing, the real deal. Fangio is in the building, so that's a beautiful thing to behold. I'm so glad to have that. And on the other end, just right off the top, I'm going to tell you, I saw that Kellen Moore thing come down. Just not a guy I wanted. Gordo Flacco's been on point with both of these things, talking Fangio and Kellen Moore. Got to get him on here, man. I don't know what the fuck. Yo, Gordo Flacco, the flock is you doing? Let's get in here. Let's do this thing. So anyway, hits me up. He's like, yo, Kellen, he wanted Kellen Moore. He wanted Fangio. He got what he wanted. I wanted more of a deal like a Eric Bieniemy and, you know, something like that. Really, what's his name? Gerard Johnson, the dude down there from... Where's this guy from? Gerard Johnson from Houston, the dude that's done so well with C.J. Stroud. You know, he was an up-and-comer. He has a lot of things, a lot of tools in his belt. He's been with a lot of different systems. You know, that's the guy that I really wanted. But whatever the case may be, we got Kellen Moore. So we're going to get into the negatives, the positives, and questions that are still going on in the Eagle Maniac's mind, right? This guy's just, he's got a lot with him. So... yeah, we already said that we hate the 49ers. Let me reiterate that, how much I hate the flocking 49ers. It just felt like I just can't stand that team. Once again, we got to give credit where credit's due. I don't want to speak anymore on that because I know they probably thriving off of the hate that us as fans have for them. It's just, when guys, they're just so, you know what? Yeah, we'll see them next year sometime, whatever in the future. I can't stand the 49ers. But anyway, first things first, you know how I like to do this thing, man. I like to start with the negatives and get into the positives so we can end this thing on a good note. But we're also going to have questions after that. So let's just get into this thing, man. Happy Maniac Monday, y'all. Let's flock and go. So, negatives. He had the 21st ranked offense last season with the likes of Justin Herbert. And just didn't get that. Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert seemed to regress under his watch. Yeah, we saw that happen. You know, being that both of those offenses, the last two offenses that he's been in control of, just have not looked the part to me, albeit, you know, we over here on the East Coast I don't know, for whatever reason, we just don't pay attention to what's going on the West Coast that much. Maybe it's the time thing, unless, of course, the team is on top. And it's the Chargers also, because I just got finished talking crazy trash about the Niners. So they're definitely in my eagle dog, they're in my eye, they're in my vision. Open your eagle eye, poke your beak in, give it an eagle screech. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they drive me crazy. But just something about the Chargers, you don't pay too much attention to them. I mean, nah, you were always picking up, what the flock is the dude's name? The running back. Great. What? Why every time it's been wild lately. What is going on with the Eagle Maniac? I need this game go Balboa. Austin Eckler, god damn it. So we always picking him up on our fantasy teams. I'm pretty sure you do too. You've got, Key Al. My kids and their friends believe that I look like Keenan Allen. They actually call me Key Al. It's kind of crazy. Want to smack these little motherfuckers up. So pause. So you got Mike Williams. They've got so much going on over there. I have we do this on the fly. Have no idea why I don't pay attention to these dudes more. Whatever the case may be, that offense seemed to sputter under his watch last season. Not to mention, we'll probably get even. We want to see us run the ball. We'll probably get even less under Kellen Moore's watch. So that gives me pause for cause. Not to mention, picking up dudes in recent years. I don't know over the history of the Eagles. I haven't really paid attention. More often than not, in the past, all I paid attention to was my team. When I was younger, rather. In recent years, I'm all over the league. So I don't know how this trend has gone in previous years, way back in the past. But I know in recent years, us picking up anything from the Cowboys has been trash. Because this is a trash organization. I want nothing from that building. Fuck that team. Trash organization is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, whenever we pick up something from them, their treasures seem to turn into our trash. I don't know. You think back to guys like Miles Austin, DeMarco Murray, and most recently Orlando Scandrick. Bah! You know what I mean? That's just trash. Funny enough, though, quick story. First time I ever go to a football game, DeMarco Murray. I go to, what was it? We were playing the Giants at MetLife. First game, I believe this was it had to be 2015, only year he was here. And basically the first touchdown that I ever saw at a live NFL event. DeMarco Murray running down the sideline. I mean, it was like a 40-yard run. I'm like, oh, snap, this dude is out. What? And, we were hating him all. And it was the last game of the season. Hence, we got the tickets for free. Yada, yada, yada. You probably know how that thing go. So, yeah, we walked, but see, the thing is, I wasn't quite in the stadium yet. We were walking up, pregame got a little bit extended. Teams wasn't really playing for nothing. We was having a lot of fun in the parking lot, yada, you know how that thing go. So we walking up, and I see over the on the screen just DeMarco Murray going crazy, going down the sideline, I'm going crazy, talking crazy junk to the Giants fans. And that's gave me a bit of a love for the going to this game thing, man. Prior to that, I wasn't really like, yo, what I'm gonna do? Go sit outside in the cold, spend money. What is this? What are you, stupid? We know the game is crazy on TV. Whatever. Just a quick story. So that was actually the first touchdown I saw at a live event. Say all that to say, fuck DeMarco Murray, man. Get out of here. But, just bringing Cowboys into our system is weird. But those are players. Maybe to be different with a coach. So, yeah, that's pretty much the negatives that I have as far as it goes. So let's get into the positives real quick. We've got some intel. And we're going to call him Intel Kel for this right now. The way I see it, he knows a little bit what goes on in that organization. Our rivalries right now as it stands, our top rivals in that division, in our division, in the Eastern Division, NFC Eastern Division as it stands right now. We hate them all. But right now it seems it's been a back and forth between us and them over the last, we want to say probably a decade, of who's going to win this NFC East. I believe, wow, even the Commanders poked their head in there one time. The Giants still ain't had one in a long time. What? It's talking like 15 years. That's crazy. They suck. So, yeah, we get a little intel possibly about, the inner workings of Dak Prescott, because that dude seems to own the NFC East, own us. They own nothing else, though. I know a lot of people are like, Dak sucks, but what he does do, he whips us. He beats up on the NFC East. So for me to sit here and say, oh, but yo, what does he do in the playoffs? That's like somebody beating me up, be like, yo, but how'd you fare against him? It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't give a, you can do it how you feel like doing it. We need to take Dak the Flock out. I don't care how trash he is against everyone else. He seems to own the NFC East right now. And perhaps Kels could give us a little bit of insight onto that. Then you got, he's had, I believe, 3 of the top 6 offenses. Ooh, Dallas including the top offense in 21. Ooh, wow. Damn, I didn't even remember I put that down. So, yeah. He's got some, He's got some stuff. Like I said, once again, the experience is awesome. We've got experience on the other side of the room with Vic Fangio. Now some experience on this side as far as Kellen Moore goes. It's dope. You know, I really wanted Gerard Johnson, but, you know, I guess the organization saw that it's not quite the time to throw another young up-and-comer in this building as far as things are concerned. Get a few people to help uplift Nick. You know, not to say that he's a bad coach. I know a lot of people out there are down on him. You know, I think it's just he was put in a precarious position last season with so many moving parts, so many young people in the building. Let's give him a little bit of stability. I believe he's a great head coach. He's a great motivator. He's great in situational football. We're a very disciplined team, we're at the bottom of the league. And as far as penalty goes, when people want to ask that question, what does Nick do? I believe people like me can point to things like that. Because it's wild to me. People out here like, what do you do? The fuck does John Harbaugh do? He's a special teams coach. Is you fucking kidding me? Like, stupid. Fuck out of here. Anyway, so you've got that. 3 of the top 6 offenses. 3 top 6 offenses. Oh, over his stint. Okay, except for last year, you know, yeah, he was 21st. And I believe one of those years with Dallas, he was 17. I believe that was his second year. That's the year that Dak went down. So, and then we can also answer some of the things like why, well, we'll get into that later when it comes time to the answering questions portion or question asking portion of this whole ordeal that we're going through on this Maniac Monday. So happy to be here with y'all. Y'all can be anywhere, wherever you're here with me, a motherfucking maniac. So, Staley and McCarthy, just some positives. I guess you could say that Staley and McCarthy may have been holding them back. I should have scratched that one off because that's wild. I don't know. Maybe Staley, perhaps. McCarthy, from what I understand, he learned a lot from McCarthy. So, yeah, we're going to blend that into some of the positives because much like I said, Jared Johnson, you know, he has experience. He has the Shanahan tree. He's been under Reich. He's also coached with Nick, you know what I mean? So he's got a lot of tools in his belt, but Kellen Moore does also. He's of a Air Coryell type of offense. He's letting that thing go. He's flying all over the field. A beautiful thing. Love to see it. Just want a little bit stability. Not so much stability, a bit balance with our offense. But, I mean, if you're doing it at a high clip and it's getting you results and you're getting W's off of that, just want to be able to be multiple in the playoffs because in the playoffs, teams are going to focus in on you and take away what you do best. And if you only do one thing, what else you got in the tool belt? So I just want to see a bit more of a balance. But, I mean, he's got results as far as, you know, accolades, regular season accolades. And, you know, that's the first thing. That's the first nail that's got to get banged in. Yeah. The first rung off the ladder that got to get knocked down. Just the first thing that you got to take care of as far as football goes. Take care of the regular season, right? So he's got that the Air Coryell. Then he learned a bit of the West Coast from McCarthy, so he's got that in his tool belt. You can pick up a few things from Nick, and boom, it's a great thing. Another positive I see from this is, I mean, I can't see Kellen Moore coming here without having full autonomy over the offense. So that's a great thing because much like Nick Sirianni said, things got stale towards the end of last season. And it's oddly enough, Kellen Moore had to deal with Staley over there in San Diego. I don't know. Maybe beautiful things could come from 2 negatives, make a positive type of deal. Hopefully, this thing comes together as a good marriage. And this kid just seems to be a smart kid. No one around the league seems to have anything say bad about this guy. A smart up and coming coordinator. And, you know, I'm starting to lean more towards, you know, this guy being a positive contributor to our organization. You know, this is what I'm going to do anyway. I look at the world through eagle color glasses. Can't help myself. It's always eagles o'clock in my world in this Eagleverse that I live in. But, I mean, yeah, I feel that this is a good deal. We've got some positives over there. And then another positive is cross coaching. I believe maybe he can show us the holes in Vic's scheme because we've been running Vic's scheme for the last 2, 3, 4 years. 3 years. And, you know, we've had great results, just not that well against Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore seems to dice up this bend but don't break defense, and maybe he could exploit, not so much exploit the holes, shine a light on the holes in the scheme, whereas we can change things up against our NFC East rivals that seem to have a lock on this thing and how to do it. So, you know, he can show Vic, and then vice versa. He can learn from Vic Fangio, tried and true vet that he is, and learn some things. 2 coordinators and you know, it's awesome to have just a great positive, and this is on both sides of the ball, just to have 2 coordinators that have had top units, top offensive units, top defensive units in the league over the recent years. So that's a great thing. We got a great thing going on in this building. I think right now going forward, we just got to see it on the field. We've got Nick over here doing what he does. I think this thing could come together as a good marriage between all parties. Kellen Moore doesn't seem to be that big of a personality. Vic Fangio, from what I understand, at least when I hear guys like Jim Mora and the old heads talk about him, they seem to say he's a calm and cool presence. But we're hearing from other people he's the old crotchety veteran coach and all that. We'll see what goes on, man. I think this thing will work inside our building. And that's just me wishful thinking right now as it stands at this point. Hope this thing works out, goes well. And that's all we really can do right now. We're going to have the naysayers. We're going to have the detractors, the protractors, the advocates, the protagonists, whatever you want to call it. This is what's going to go on for the next few months until football comes back, and I can't wait. And we had some great football yesterday too, man. Even though we're not in there, seen a few funny-ass memes come through. There's some African song out there with some dude that Gordo Flacco sent this to me. And he's like, the song, he's crying basically. The song's like, it's wild. And it's like, this is how Eagles fans watching football, watching playoffs without us in it right now, which is, that's how it feels coming up to it. But those were some pretty dang amazing games. A little quick side note. Wait, before we finish with that, we got the questions. What the fuck is I'm talking about? So yeah, so those are the positives. And on a positive note, so the questions that I have are, did Dallas really get better after him? That you hear a lot of people out there saying that, like, do you really want him? Dallas got better without him, yada, yada, yada. It's like, wait, so they were a 6th ranked offense last season to, I believe, a number 1 ranked offense this season. But he did that last year with, I believe, Dak Prescott out 5 games, still putting up a top 10 offense is amazing. Then you look back at the other season when he had a 17th ranked offense. I believe that was the year Dak was out. Dak got knocked out for the whole damn season. I felt crazy giving so much credit to Dak. But, I mean, it is your starting quarterback, and that's going to throw things off a bit, right? So that's my answer to that question, like if Dallas really got better without him. You asked the question what happened in San Diego last season. Initially off of face value, I'm like, damn, that did not look like San Diego. They did not make the playoffs. What the flock is going on? But, you had Justin Herbert go down. You had Mike Williams go down right at the beginning of the season. I believe prior to Mike Williams going down, that offense was clicking on all cylinders. They was out here doing the damn thing. So you had that going against them. And I know this is basically the excuse portion of the video for Kellen Moore. Just trying to spin it to make it right for me because, I had to look on the internet to make sure that I was really feeling the right way. Like I said, right off bat, I did not like this. I can't say it enough. I was low-key upset. Mega Maniac was looking at like, why are you so mad? And I was like, dude, like, number one, he's a cowboy. Like, fuck out of here. But, we got to look through it. We got to traverse through it. I can't just stick to what I think because that's what I think. Got to look at it. Back it up. Back up my thinking. I told you how I felt the negatives were. Now I feel like we got to look into why things happen and why were those negatives for me. We always got to go into the why, at least in my estimation, right? So, he had that going on in San Diego last season, a whole bunch of injuries. If you pan it out, it looked like Justin Herbert. When I did the math, Justin Herbert would have had the same numbers that he had in previous seasons. Without him in, Brandon Staley is just trash as a head coach. I don't know. That's just where I see it. So that was the real issue in LA in my estimation. Gerard Johnson, that was another question I had in my head. Why did we not go with Jared Johnson or Eric Bieniemy? Jared Johnson, like I said earlier in the video before, because, I'm always burying the lead. I can't stop. The Eagle Maniac said, it's spending. This is the flock captain. You know what I'm saying? So you had that going on. We've got, why not Gerard Johnson? He's young. I believe that's just not the direction they wanted to go to. Eric Bieniemy, I believe, probably a bit too strong of a personality for Nick Sirianni to have to swallow, pause. I mean, and I know a lot of people's like, who gives a flock? If that's the case, get him up out of here. But I mean, we saw Eric Bieniemy's offense sputter a bit last season too. And it would have been great to have him here. 2 great veteran presences who are going to make these guys work. Because I believe that's something that we really got to get back to. Bring working back into this building. Working hard back into this building. Javon Hargrave broke my heart when he said what he said. But I mean, what he said, it was true. So we got to take it down and take it for what it is. We got to get back to working hard in this building. I believe that Eric Bieniemy and Vic Fangio would have been the guys to do it. They could have, brought Nick Sirianni to that side of things. Like, we got to get back to doing it. Because we know at the end of the day, perfect preparation prevents piss-poor performance. And what we put on the last 7 weeks was a piss poor performance, at least in my estimation. I'm pretty sure everyone out there shares the same sentiments if you're an Eagles fan. So it was just unacceptable when we got to bring hard work back into this building. Another question I have, and I really don't have the answer for this one, but it was just the last one I was going to throw out there. Scheme. Has his scheme been figured out? And has his scheme been figured out? Last 2 years. Well, no, really, like I said, last year was really the anomaly, at least for me. Had that great quarterback. Like I said, he had everything, all the pieces available to him in the first 3 seasons, but you still want your coach to be able to go out there, put something serviceable on the field in the event you do face adversity. You know what I mean? We've seen, if anyone knows it, we know it. We went on a Super Bowl run without our MVP candidate quarterback. Wow to me. So you got to still be able to do this thing even when you lose the thing. So that's something that I'm still, the jury is still out as far as that goes. And basically, much like I said, I can't see Kellen Moore coming here if they weren't putting the keys to the car in his hand. But it's going to be a question throughout the offseason until we get through the bowl season, through the preseason, all of that. Is this really Kellen Moore's offense? And the jury will also be out for that. So those are 2 questions I don't have the answer for. And we'll all experience this whole ordeal together as Eagles fans and see what goes on, how it's going down, what's popping. And just going to leave you on a quick funny note, man. It's just hilarious to me. So, yeah, those are my questions. Kellen Moore, man, welcome to the fold. Welcome to the flock. Welcome to the Eagles, Eagles Nation, Bird Gang, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to the Eagleverse. Like, it's we're going to see what goes down. We got a lot to be excited about. We got a lot to have consternation about. And, that's just what it's going to be until we get these cleats on the field. Let's flock and go. But on a quick funny note, before we get the flock up out of here, I don't know if any of you watch I believe it's Hot Wings or something. You've got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and it's sitting there, eating wings, asking questions. I forget for what it's for. Whatever the case may be. And it was cool just to see the camaraderie between these 2 dudes, 2 young fathers coming up, giving father advice and all that. Is super cool. But then A.J. Brown asked Smitty the question, what does AJ stand for? And he's like, you better not say what I think you're going to say. He's like, Arthur Juan. He's like, no, it's not Arthur Juan. And, all of us thought forever like, yo, the AJ, Arthur Juan, it's what it says right there, J-U-A-N. Just, clerical error, I believe. You can't say clerical error on mom's part. People have their different ways of, spelling what they spell. I saw Isaiah spell something crazy earlier today. I-Z-A-I-A. Yo, it's crazy. I-Z-A-Y-A-H. Wow, that's super dope, right? So anyway, she was going for Arthur Juwan. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Juwan before, J-U-W-A-N, but J-U-A-N is pretty dope. But it's also Juan. It's been Juan years for a lot of other people. But for him, much like when I had the argument with, almost slipped there. I had an argument with another star player about our names and the similarity in our names, and he told me that I told him he was saying it wrong. Whatever. People are very possessive of their own names. So AJ don't like it when people out here call him out. He's so upset about not correcting his first sportcast to ever ask him that or called him that, Arthur Juan, and he just went with it. So it's Arthur Juwan. Little quick note. It's pretty dope, man. Can't wait to see those guys in this Kellen Moore offense. And if we're going to be swinging it around the field the way he likes to do, man, win for a lot of excitement, win for a lot of, like, why ain't you run the ball? But who knows what's to come, man. Maybe all these guys have, matured in their ways, and we're going to see something beautiful come together on this field in the 2024 season, but we still got things going on in the 2023 season. It's wild to us, wild to me. Who would have thought 10 weeks ago that we'd be here after a 10-1 start talking about fucking next season already? This is wild. But till the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a green time. You already know what I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time. It equals the clock around here all the time, man. But we got questions. We got questions for everybody. But the most important question is, what you gonna do when Eagle Mania swoops down and runs wild on you? Say it with me one time. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Let's fucking go. Kellen Moore in the fold. Whoa.